leaving me behind? Oh, what the hell? God damn. The fuck? Oh, now I'm about to get cooked. Oh, we just collecting shit. Oh, no. I wanna try this shit though. Oh my Lord Jesus Christ. I'm him. Yo, fuck? Hey, yo. I'm him. Hold on, I think I need to ease on XP shit. Need one of these. Oh shit. Oh. Oh shit. What the fuck? Oh shit. Oh my god, hold on. Nah, I gotta. Damn. What the fuck? Damn. Fuck, bruh. What is we doing? Shit. Ew. What? That's it? I wanna fight like a big demon again. God damn. We got a B rank. Oh shit, he's fighting him. Fuck you. Ah. Damn. What blood? What fucking bow? What's bro doing? What the hell? I just equipped a rusty katana again. What is that supposed to mean? Hey, why am I laughing like that? What the hell? Alright. Oh, shibal. Ay! Goofy. Damn! Don't show that to my geese. Fuck, bruh. He said I not go. You know he gonna go crazy if you show him that. What is his name then? Goose? Scrooge. Oh shit, that's kind of racist. I said my geese.
Not a geese.
Hey, my bad. My Scrooge. Scrooge. God damn, we just annihilated him. fuck is going on over here? I ain't gonna lie, this is getting boring. I wanna do no more investigations. I wanna do me some missions. Sorry, my boy. But I watch YouTube videos about this shit. Jujutsu? What? It's Sui. Chazui. These game got 70,000 people playing that shit though. Oh damn. Does it even have a Discord? Damn, it do.
It does. Not it do. Okay.
The fuck? I gonna accept invite? Damn, a million. Bruh, what is going on? Let me say Twitter. Please. When did this shit even come out? Why is this up? Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. YouTube. They even have a YouTube. Oh my god, it's not even about. Jujutsu Infinite trailer 4. Damn, they've been making this game for 2 years? Whew. I wanna say, I wanna do my domain expansion. I wanna buy some Roblox to model my character again. Everything you need to know in Jujutsu. I'm hooked, baby. I'm hooked. This game is lit. Oh shit. Oh, max level is 420. What the hell, buddy?
Jujutsu Infinite is a huge game, and there's a lot of content to cover, so I'm
I wish they.
Let me read it first.
gonna be going over absolutely everything you need to know, from leveling to curse techniques, domain expansions and maximum techniques, chants, ultimate moves, and just a lot of other stuff.
They said they're gonna fire me if I don't tell. Why am I not? Okay.
What is it? What?
Huh? I've been working.
I already got paid for my
No,
name.
it's what is it? It said by 14th. If I don't tell my supervisor what's the reason of my absence, they're gonna fire me.
So by tomorrow.
Like, bro, I've been working.
I've been working my next job. Oh
I'm
my
gonna start by
god.
explaining how to level up and like the beginner stuff, and as the video goes on, I'm gonna be explaining
Anyways.
the more advanced
I was scared with that. I thought it was maybe they're gonna do that too. Oh, give us our money back. When they fire me, they're gonna do it. But it's lying. I can't go in. I'm gonna quit.
Is Jing still there?
What are you gonna do?
I don't know, like
You cannot quit. You cannot do it.
damn.
Is it even hot still?
Yeah.
That's my favorite right there.
What? You order potatoes?
Oh, there's a lot.
I'm like, no, it is busted up rice.
No, it doesn't.
Oras na? 6 o'clock.
Exactly.
6:20. What the fuck is that?
No.
Nah.
I'm like, no, no, no. Thank you.
Because I'm about to die.
mechanics, like how to get your domain and the final bosses and stuff like that. So I'm gonna be explaining the more advanced mechanics, like how to get your domain and the final bosses and stuff like that. So without further ado, let's get
¿Qué?
started.
Yo no sé.
Yo no sé tú.
What's the name of the restaurant?
This?
El Rincón Cibaeño. ¿Me escuchaste? Okay.
Alright, so right after completing the tutorial, the first thing the game
I don't know. She just asked me.
wants you to do
What? Yeah.
is roll for innates. And currently there's 5
Hmm?
rarities of innates in the game, but the main ones you'll want are either legendary or special grade innates, because obviously they are far superior to the normal ones. Although there are some viable like rare and uncommon abilities, but you'll still want to try to get the rare ones. Currently there's 6 special grades in the game, which are Infinity, which is Gojo, Demon Vessel for Sukuna, Soul Manipulation for Mahito, Star Rage for Yuki, Gamble Fever for Hakari, and
Te dije el
Curse
Rincón
Speed for Yuta.
Cibaeño.
In order to get spins, you can either use codes, buy them
Let's
with
say yo, pero
Robux,
nga ka.
get them from the daily rewards, get them from daily quests, or just AFK in the AFK round. Now, another thing you can do with Robux is buy more innate slots, which means you can have up to 3 or 4 innate techniques at once. Personally, if you have like good innates, you don't really need more than like 2 to 3 because they all have a lot of moves anyway. And keep in mind, you have an 8 move limit. So if you have 4 innates, that's only 2 moves for each innate. But it just depends on what playstyle you're gonna use. Now, the other game pass in the innate section is the innate bag, which if you played Shinobi Life, it's kind of like the bloodline bag, where every single innate you ever rolled is stored in like a menu. And from all the innates you've ever rolled, you can switch them out freely into any slots. Now, the last kind of ability is Heavenly Restriction. Now, unfortunately, this is a game pass and it's only obtainable with 1700 Robux. But in return, you're able to invade others' domains and it's just a really powerful moveset. But the catch is, you can't use any other innates with it, and also you can't use any curse techniques with it, which includes stuff like Divergent Fist, Veil, and other stuff. Hopefully they're gonna add an obtainer method for it later, but I don't know. But alright, after you've rolled your innates, you can finally finish your character and hop in. Once you're in the main lobby, you can start leveling up. Now, currently there's a lot of ways to level up, but if you're just starting out, I'd recommend you to complete the storyline, which carries on all the way to max level whilst you're completing quests on the side. And the storyline also gives you a free nerf domain expansion as well as a maximum scroll, which I'll get into later. Also, once you reach level 60, you can start increasing your grade, which is really important when leveling up, as once you start increasing your grade,
He was right. I mean, I'm not paid 8 hours a day.
Oh, he told you like,
He's right.
okay.
Maybe a quiz, I was like getting 8 hours. You know why? That's why I was staying until 7. Forget it.
Yeah, me too. I just remember when you said that, Captain said that temps don't get paid 8 hours. I remember like at first I was 10 to 7. After I became permanent, I was 10 to 6:30.
you'll start getting more advanced and harder quests with better rewards. Other methods to level up are doing your daily quest, which I would recommend because it gives
I think I bought it.
Why not? I know how to eat it all in one go.
It was $5. I thought it was like a cup. I forgot the Dominican portion. Man, I'm jealous.
Now, there. Man, this shit be buzzing. I miss this shit, baby. Well, it's not always you. Why you laughing?
gives you a bunch of XP to level up or to start getting more advanced and harder quests with better rewards. Other methods to level up are doing your daily quest, which I would recommend because it gives you a bunch of XP when you're starting out. And the other ways to level up are doing bosses and investigations, but they only unlock at around level 60. But personally, I would just focus on the storyline and the quests. Now, whilst you're leveling up, you'll unlock skill points. And with these skill points, you can upgrade your skill trees. Currently, there's 4 skill trees in the game, but use your skill points wisely, because even at max level, you can only really fully upgrade 2 skill trees with some points left over. Now, the first skill tree is health. In here, you'll find a bunch of health stat buffs, as this is the only way to upgrade your health besides wearing armor, and some important techniques like reverse curse technique, which heals you a lot, and other important health related skills like the arm sacrifice, which can save you from dying once per life. Moving on from the health tree, we have the focus tree, which mainly focuses I'm sorry. This tree mainly upgrades your black flash in all kinds of ways, as well as increasing your focus gain, which is the bar used to do black flashes, chants, and maximum techniques, which are more late game stuff, which I'll get into later in the video. Third, we have the technique tree, which, as you can probably guess, allows you to unlock a bunch of extra techniques. These include stuff like cursed reinforcement, divergent fist, veil, and simple domain. This skill tree also buffs all your innate techniques damage, as well as being able to upgrade your domain and allow you to unlock chanting. Lastly is the strength tree, which mainly buffs your melee damage but also gives you some martial arts moves and upgraded dashes. If you're gonna be using heavenly restriction, I plan on upgrading the strength tree because you can actually use the strength moves with heavenly restriction. Now, we also have an innate section where you can buy and unlock new innate moves from the innates you already have unlocked, including unlocking the maximum techniques and also your domain expansions. But domains and maximums are a bit complicated to unlock, but to unlock standard innate moves we need two things, which are money and mastery. Now money is obtained from a lot of things like bosses, quests, selling items, codes, and investigations. And money is really valuable since when you get to the advanced moves, you're gonna need a lot of it, trust me. And the other thing we need is mastery, which works very similar to games like Blox Fruits, where if you're gonna upgrade the mastery of an item, you just have to hold that item and kill enemies with it. So if you're trying to upgrade the mastery of an innate, for example, just M1 whilst holding the innate ability and use the moves on that innate. There's also specific items you can find in chests which can upgrade the mastery of your innates. Moving on, let's talk about how to get weapons and armors, including the mythic weapons and armors. Most of these are obtained from doing either bosses or investigations. Currently, there's 6 bosses in the game, which are Fingerbearer, Dagon, Mahito, Jogo, Toji, and Hain Sukuna, in that order of difficulty. Each boss has its separate drops, and all of them have an insanely low chance to drop their best gear. Keep in mind, you can increase the difficulty on each boss fight, so you can get better drops, and you have higher chances to get their best stuff. But even on the nightmare difficulty of bosses, we're talking about a 1% chance for their special grade drops. And don't forget, these bosses are bosses. Like, we're talking about raid bosses where you kind of have to like learn the move sets before you can actually beat them. Luckily, you can fight bosses with up to 3 other players, but the more players fighting the boss, the more HP it has, so keep that in mind. But personally, it took me at least like 2 to 3 tries to finally beat the final boss, so good luck. Although the bosses are mainly giving you the armors and not the weapons, so if you want the weapons instead, you can do investigations, which like I talked about before are basically just long missions with some curses and mini bosses, and they also have extremely low chances of dropping these special grade items. If you get really unlucky and still don't get the items after like 50 tries, you can also just craft the items from the bosses and investigations, but you're still gonna have to go through the missions at least 50 times on the hardest difficulty just to have enough material to craft the special grade drops, so it is not easy at all. Moving on to the important items in the game, let's start with the buffs. If you didn't know, you can actually buff your luck when opening chests, and that can be done by using luck vials or beckoning cats. Luck vials are just a standard item found in chests, but the beckoning cats range from an uncommon drop, giving a 1.1 times luck boost, all the way up to a special grade drop, giving a 1.5 times luck boost. You can also stack one cat and a luck vial for 5% extra luck, but you can't stack multiple cats. There's also a bunch of other vials like the damage, focus, health, and agility vials, which all just buff their respective stats. And then we have the gourds, which are basically just stronger versions of the vials. And we also have the rage gourd, which gives you 40% more damage, but instead you also take 40% more damage. But in exchange, you also get lifesteal, because each time you kill a mob, you heal 2.5%. And lastly, there's the fortune gourd, which gives you 2 times cash and XP, and an additional 100% luck boost for one chest. The last luck-based item is the lotuses. There are 4 types in the game, and these guarantee a chest to contain a specific rarity of drops or higher. For example, the white lotus guarantees all drops to be uncommon or higher. And the rarest one is the iridescent lotus, which guarantees special grade drops. But the item itself is a unique, which is extremely rare. Like, we're talking a 0.1% chance from chests. Moving on to the special grade and progression items. First, we have the demon fingers, or just Sukuna fingers. They used to help upgrade your grade, but that was removed. So now all they're really used for is trading and buying stuff in the cursed market, so they're not really that good. Next are the domain shards and maximum scrolls. First, let's talk about the domain. As you'd expect, domain shards allow you to unlock any one domain you have available from your innates. As in, you need to have one of the few curse techniques that can actually unlock a domain. Although, if you don't have an innate with a domain, you can just wait until you get one and then use the item, so... Now, the item itself is a unique drop. You can also just find them around the map extremely rarely, or trade for them in the cursed market, which I'll talk about more later. Lastly, you can also get a budget version of a domain shard by completing the storyline. At the end of the storyline, you get an item that gives you a domain which kind of acts like normal domains, except the catch is it doesn't have any like special effects. For example, like Jogo's domain, it burns, so instead I'm pretty sure it just...
Baby. That's gonna be good for your health. No, you should know.
How would you give me skin problems? So,
Bye.
oh my god, I missed you so much. Yeah, friend.
Buffs your damage and defense by a bit. It's not really supposed to be your ultimate ability. It's kind of just used to like clash with someone else's domain in case you don't actually have an innate that has one. And yes, there is domain clashing if you didn't know, which is actually pretty cool. All you have to do is just press the keys at the right time and hit the purple part most to win. The other unique item is the maximum scrolls. These are obtained the same way as the domain shards, but instead unlock a maximum technique. Like the domain shard, you can also get a maximum scroll from the storyline, which unlike the nerfed domain shard actually gives you just a full-on maximum technique. But in order to cast the maximum techniques themselves, you'll need black flashes. But it's a pretty weird mechanic, which I'll talk about in a little bit when I get to chants. There's also two special grade buff items which can give you awakenings and an energy nature. The first is the purified cursed hand, which can either drop from chests or be sold in the cursed market. This item unlocks a random awakening, which are basically just permanent stat or move buffs. There's 3 rarities, which are common, which are a 70% chance, rares, which are a 20%, or legendaries, which are a 10%. Keep in mind, if you get unlucky and roll a bad awakening, you can just re-roll your awakening by using another cursed hand if you find one. The 2 legendary awakenings are the black flash arms, which give you 8% more damage on black flashes and also change how they look, and the burn scars, which firstly gives you a passive called cursed vision, which indicates if someone can use their domain, and it also gives you some ninja related passives that give you movement buffs. And lastly, if you have heavily restriction, the red color of your moves get changed to barf green for some reason. The other item is the energy nature scroll, which gives you 1 random energy nature. The item is obtained the same way as the cursed hand and also has the same rarity systems, which includes 2 legendaries. The first one being rough, which causes your heavy attacks to proc bleed and also do 5% more damage and do 8% more knockback. And the way cooler nature, which is electric, which is basically just Kashimu's technique. The electric nature buffs your divergent fist and also your cursed reinforcement. When you use divergent fist, it procs lightning M1s, which basically just do more damage. And if you do cursed reinforcement, it just performs an electric AoE shock move. Now, moving on to the chanting system. Oh yeah! So like I stated before, chants are unlocked in the technique tree. But in order to actually use the chants themselves, you need to activate your focus tree to unlock the black flashes. Once you unlock the focus tree, you'll notice you have at least 3 focus bars. To fill these up, you simply have to deal damage with M1s or techniques. And after you fill a bar, you can either use your reverse curse technique to consume the bar, perform a black flash by being in shift lock mode and then pressing M2 and R on your keyboard, or use a chant by also being in shift lock mode, pressing M2 and the key move at the same time. For example, M2 and X or M2 and R, depending on where it is. Keep in mind, chanting only works on specific moves. So when you have 1 full focus bar, whichever moves turn purple are able to be chanted. And chants basically just buff the damage of your moves, but in the case of maximum techniques and awakenings, you'll need black flash tokens. To get a token, you have to hit someone with a black flash and make sure you hit it, cause if you miss, you just wasted a focus bar. So after hitting someone with one, you get 1 token. But for basically all the maximum techniques, you'll need at least 3 tokens, which means you need to hit 3 black flashes. If you want to make it easier to fill up your bars, I'd recommend upgrading your focus tree, cause that's where you can fill it up faster. But after you finally get 3 tokens, you'll notice the move becomes unlocked and you can actually use it. Just make sure not to miss it or you'll just have wasted it. You can also awaken 6 Eyes and High and Sukuna and probably future modes with 3 black flash tokens, and they both have their own special ultimate moves. In order to use both of their special moves, you'll technically need 5 focus bars, 3 for the black flash tokens for the mode and 2 for the chanted moves. For example, for Sukuna's World Cleave, you need to awaken, then land a chanted dismantle followed by a chanted cleave at the same time. And for Gojo's Hollow Nuke, you need to use 6 Eyes and then shoot up a chanted blue, and before the enemy can destroy your chanted blue, shoot up a chanted red and fuse it to create a hollow purple nuke. Alright, and lastly, let me talk about the Cursed Market. So the Cursed Market is found in Jujutsu High in the spawn area, and basically he just offers you a wide range of items which you can trade for other items. Often he's trading stuff like petrified hands, Sukuna fingers, and other goodies. And maybe if you're lucky, maybe like domain shards. And his shop refreshes every 6 hours, so hopefully you can get some good items from his wares. I'm not gonna lie, I kinda skipped over like 1 or 2 things like the rings and some accessories probably, but I think that was all the important stuff, so if I missed anything, let me know in the comments. But yeah, I'm tired, so I'm just gonna end the video here. See ya! It's time for the final update before Jujutsu Infinite releases. And it's official, because the game's coming out in December, and it's gonna be hype. Now since this is the final update, like always, there's a crap ton of stuff to check out. For example, Yuta's domain, Yuki's maximum move, a new storyline, the second half of the tutorial, a bunch of new bosses like Jogo and Sukuna, and just a ton of other stuff. So I'm gonna try covering most of it, but I'm probably gonna miss some stuff because there's just so much. And also, I'm gonna be giving away 20 tester slots for the game, but more on that later. Alright, now the first thing is, there's a tutorial part 2, and we're just straight into it. Who's this? Who's there? It seems we've merged. This was not supposed to... Yo, nah, this is actually cool. What do you mean? The impact from earlier transferred my consciousness into your brain.
Flashback.
Wait. Whoa, what is Ghetto doing here, bro? What? What is that? Oh. Oh my god.
End of flashback.
I'm stuck in the state with you serving as a vessel. Bro, this is literally just Itadori and Sukuna now. That's actually kind of cool though. Oh, and okay, we're brought into the spin thing. I mean, I already pretty much have everything. Alright, I'm just gonna keep this. Why not? Okay, finish. Wait, is this Gojo? Oh. Oh, okay, we're back in the main lobby now. Okay, yeah, it's just teaching us about like the main stuff, like the missions, and oh, we can already claim a reward. Okay, let's see, come on. Special grade, come on. Okay, we got nothing. So clan head, thanks Cookie Guy for helping the town. Okay, I think that was the end of the tutorial. But before we go to the storyline, let's check out like the new moves and stuff. Alright, and since Yuta's basically complete, I mean, we might as well showcase the entire kit, because I've never done it before. So now first we have the Ghastly Fist, so we can like place it here, and it just like goes crazy, bro. It hits them like 8 times. This is really good for like big curses because like they don't get knocked up, so it hits them constantly. But next we got the Demonic Toss. You have to be really close to them, and then it grabs them, and you can choose where to throw them. Bam! Next we got Neck Twister. So we can place Yuta down, or I mean Rika, and then bam. It's alright, I mean. Now for one of the best moves, which is Energy Blast. Look at this range, bro, and then pow. Next for Copy, I'm just gonna like... Okay, so he just used the move on me. I'm just gonna try to press B. There we go. And look at that. Now I've got the move in like this special thing. Oh, I'm getting cooked up. Yo. And now if I just press Z, I mean, I kind of missed it, but you can just straight up use it. And after you use it, you'll eventually like lose this, so you can't use it again. Unfortunately, it doesn't work on max techniques or domains. Alright, and next we've got Conjuration. So if you press G, look at this, it summons Rika. And now we have these special M1s, where Rika M1s instead of us, which have more range and do more damage. We also have more defense. She blocks for us. Like basically all your stats get buffed, and she just helps you out a lot. Alright, now for the part we've been waiting for, the domain. Now, let's just start by using it. So if we press T, Unequivocal Love. It doesn't have its own sound effects yet, but look at this. Oh my god. This is beautiful, bro. And we have this katana. Look at this. Okay, so you can see grab katana. Now, if we just M1 straight up, we have like this special katana. But if we press T, look at this, we get like random moves. So like we get manipulation. This is one of the curse techniques. And then Judge Man moves. And then I can grab another katana. We've got Molten Palm, Demon Vessel. Bro, we just got basically like infinite cooldowns. And then T again. Look at this. It's really overpowered. And keep in mind, we also get like a damage and defense buff. And then lastly, if we do 3 black flashes, 1, 2, 3, maximum Jacob's ladder. Look at that. So now if I just press Y, oh light, oh yo, this is sick. Erases, bam, yo. Oh my god, that was sick, bro. And that hit everybody, yo. Wait, it actually hit everybody in the domain. They're both dead. This is probably one of like the best domains in the game, because you basically have infinite moves to use. Alright, so as for the giveaway, so the devs specifically gave me 20 tester slots to give away to you guys. And there's gonna be other YouTubers giving them away and also just like tester giveaways in their Discord. But to enter, all you have to do is comment your Discord and Roblox and then join their group to get the rank, follow their Twitter, sub to me, and join their Discord so they can check if you did everything. And I'm gonna be picking the winners in a few days or so everybody can join. But other than that, good luck. And if you don't win, you can just play the game next month anyway, so yeah. Alright, now let's check out Yuki's new move, which is the maximum. So she got a move called Total Collapse, which I've heard is basically just a black hole. So in order to use the move, we need at least half of the mass bar up here, and we also need 3 black flash tokens, like with other max moves. 2 and 3. Okay, now we have 3 black flash tokens, and all we have to do now is just press G. So, oh, we send it forward. Yo! Oh my god, that is pulling everybody in. Holy crap. Look at that. Look at that range. They're all dead. Huh? It's a little bit overpowered, I'm not gonna lie. Alright, now that was all the domain moves, but we have 2 new special grade weapons. First we have the Ravenous Axe, and this one's actually real cool. First we have the M1s, which are just basic. But the first move is Ravenous Fly. Look at this, it sends out like these ravens. And look at how far they go, bro. Next we got Crow Strike. Yo, okay. And lastly, we have the Flock of Many. So if you hold C, look at this traversal, bro. Look at how far you can go with that. Alright, and the last weapon is the Impossible Dream. I don't know who uses this, I'm gonna be honest, but it looks cool. So this is a spear weapon, but the range is actually pretty bad on this. Like, look at this. It's pretty bad. So let's start with the first move. Okay. That's pretty clean, bro. And then we have thrust. So, oh, okay. And it hits everybody in that range. Okay. Alright, now it's time for the storyline. So in order to do it, first we need to go to this guy. And we actually need to complete.
These are the 5 best techniques for PvE in Jujutsu Infinite. Now, this is going to be in no particular order whatsoever, so it's not 1 through 5, it's just random, but these are definitely the top 5. The first one I'm going to go with is Gambler's Fever, simply because it's really long range, and it also does plenty of damage, including AoE damage. Whether you use the stairs, the balls, the cargo, or even the train, they're all good for AoE. The next one I'm going to go with is definitely Demon Vessel. The Dismantle and the Switch that boost your actual stats are extremely powerful in PvE mode. Dismantle can get so many enemies. Another one I want to talk about is Curse Queen. Now, it's already known that Jacob's Ladder is crazy for PvE, but even with all that, its first move called Ghastly Fist is great. Not only that, the Energy Blast is amazing for PvE as well, and you have a couple more you can mess around with there too. Now, the next one that's also really good for PvE, believe it or not, is the legendary one, Volcano. Now, the Eruption, the Molten Chamber are all good moves for PvE, and they do good damage. Now, I mentioned 4. I want you guys to give me your opinion on what you believe the 5th is. Comment down below. These are the 5 best.
Robots, you will not move. Confirm command.
Command confirmed.
Detective, what are you doing?
Well, you said they've all been programmed with the 3 laws, so that means we have 1,000 robots that will not try to protect themselves if it violates a direct order from a human. And I'm betting one who will.
Detective, put your gun down.
Why do you give them faces? Try to friendly them all up, make them look all human.
These robots are not susceptible to intimidation.
I guess if you didn't, we wouldn't trust them.
These robots are USR property.
Not me. These things are just lights and clockwork.
Are you crazy?
Let me ask you something, Doc. Does thinking you're the last sane man on the face of the earth make you crazy? Because if it does, maybe I am. Gotcha. Get the hell out of here! Robots, you will not move. Confirm command.
Command confirmed.
Detective, what are you doing?
Oh, you said
I remember when I was like 15 or 16 at lunch one time, like one person literally just looked me dead in the eyes and said, do you know how to talk about anything besides fucking YouTube? And I was like, whoa. And then I was like, okay, I'm gonna not talk about YouTube. So I just didn't talk. And at one point, someone unironically asked me if I was mute. Like, cause I was just like, in my head, I was like, well, people think I talk about YouTube too much. I don't know anything else besides YouTube. And so I just didn't know what to do. And it was like very like traumatic for me because I was so fucking obsessed with it growing up. And back then I thought, okay, I'm a freak of nature. I'm the problem. I tried to watch South Park, but I just didn't find it interesting. And my opportunity cost brain back then was like, no, I need to be working. I just never related to anyone. I thought it was because I'm a freak and it's all me. But when I was like 18 or 19, it is what it is. I don't need to change who I am. I just need to change the people I'm around. I remember when I was like,
who do you think's the richest in AMP? You?
No, Kai.
Oh, you have 6 cars and like houses.
But, yeah, but he's been the biggest streamer for like 3 years. Who's the richest person in FaZe?
Like the streaming group?
Yeah, like the people in your house.
Probably Ron.
Probably, right? He retired his mom. Like,
yep.
That's crazy.
2 cars. He's been doing it for a long time.
3 now, right? Oh no, he sold the M4.
Yeah, he sold the M4.
Damn.
Everyone knows you're the richest. I really realized that people love to hate when people were somehow finding a way to hate on Kai, giving a percentage of his mafia fund to
They're
charity.
like, that's it.
I saw that shit, I was like, are you serious?
But in their brains, like, they don't understand money, though. That's the problem. Because, like, 40% is obviously going to taxes. So now you got 60% to work with.
Yep.
And that 60%, look at all the crazy shit he's doing.
The production.
There's
like,
millions in expenses, so that's probably going to take another 40%. Realistically, he's not going to make much money off the Subathon. It's just like trying to break a record thing. But, like, in their heads, he made millions off the shit. But you can't expect common sense from the internet. That's what I always say. You could deadass pure hunger.
Who do you think's the richest in AMP?
Okay, my mom said leave the house, go to a safer area, I gotta go. If mom say
I want to ask you now, give me a crazy story which you've never.
A lot of times I'll be in a 200-mile run or something like that, and I'm all jacked up. Body's broken, mind's broken, spirit's broken. I started to say, what if I could pull this off? When I first walked into the Navy SEAL recruiter's office, he looked at me and said, there's only been 35 African Americans in 70 years make it through. You know what I said to myself? What if I can be the 36th? It's the what if I can pull off a fucking miracle. What if I can become someone that no one thinks I can be? And just me talking about that, I have the hair going up on my arm. A lot of times I'll be in a tour. A lot of times I'll be in a 200-mile run.
Have you ever blacklisted a client? Recently, I sold this guy a car, a Bugatti. We opened a bottle of champagne in his house. We celebrated. The next day, he was supposed to come down, and he just called me up, and he said, sorry, Carl, I've bought another car elsewhere. And I thought, you know what? He is a customer. It may just be one of them things. Another time, he bought a very rare Ferrari from me, an F12 TDF. And I said to him on the phone, I said, look, we've got some making up to do because of the way you treated me on the last 2 deals. Carl, listen, just the circumstances, I promise, mate. Came to the showroom. I agreed a price with him that I couldn't afford to take just to prove that he wouldn't have the car. And I said, okay, if you come down tomorrow, you can have that deal. He come down, guess what? He didn't have it. So I then told him, I said, look, there's the door. See you later. Not that I ever would blacklist anybody, but he would be the only person who is these close. Have you ever blacklisted a client? Recently, I sold this guy a car, a Bugatti.
I barely tried, bro. I was drinking every day. On Monday, I was at Tao nightclub. Tuesdays, I was at Little Sister. The day of the fight, I drank a Blue Moon. I was chilling, bro. And I don't have a scratch on my face, and I fought a pound-for-pound champion, undefeated.
Okay, so how about the part where you're turning? When you're doing that, are you feeling anything?
No.
Zero.
It's numb. I do that all the time in sparring. I hit myself with bamboo sticks right here. I punch myself right here. So when they hit me, I don't feel like that. Oh, yeah. I mean, pause. No, did he?
It was very obvious you were the bigger guy.
Usually he's the bigger guy. Usually he's the weight bully. But the weight bully got bullied. I barely tried, bro. I was drinking every day. On Monday, I was at Tao nightclub. Tuesdays, I was at Little Sister. The day of the fight, I drank a Blue Moon. I was chilling, bro. And I don't have a scratch on my face, and I fought a pound-for-pound champion, undefeated.
Okay, so how about the part where you're turning? When you're doing that, are you feeling anything?
No.
Zero.
It's numb. I do that all the time in sparring. I hit myself with bamboo sticks right here. I punch myself right here. So when they hit.
Chris Brown talks about who his favorite artists are currently.
Who your favorite artist right now?
Favorite artist right now?
Currently.
Well, I ain't gonna lie. Future. Future.
Who's that? How about you?
Victoria Monet dope. Her.
SZA. SZA. She one of my favorites too. I ain't gonna cap.
Chris Brown talks about who his favorite artists are currently.
Half the time, if you were ever in a fight with someone.
David Goggins, the athlete, speaker, soldier, and New York.
This is what happens when you forget to set limits on a kid's brain. This is what happens when you forget to set limits on a kid's brain.
I thought there was only one guy behind me, but then... Wait for it. I thought there was only one guy behind me, but then... Wait for it.
What's the weirdest deal you've ever done?
I met a guy who I sold 3 jets to in a helicopter. He was telling me that he was in the lobster business based out of Miami, and he was picking up a lot of lobsters from the Caribbean islands. And we went and looked at the airplane. We left and we were flying back. He goes, he goes, I want to lease the airplane. I'll pay for a full year's lease up front. I said, okay, great. I said, so send me the money. He goes, no. And he's flying his airplane, right? He reaches back, pulls out a briefcase in the back seat, and he gives it to me. He goes, that's the lease payments fund. And I opened it up, and it was just piles of cash in there. What do you want me to do? You want me to count this? They did the deal. 6 months later, they found the airplane crashed in the Colombian forest.
What's the weirdest deal you've ever done?
If you go to the gym and you exercise every single day and you eat extremely healthy and clean, you understand that you will develop a certain physique. You're not saying, oh, I hope I'm gonna get this physique. You know that if you do this, result is guaranteed. What it looks like, what your physique looks like, how many abs actually show, all that is the output. You can't control it, but you can get help. So people, instead of focusing on the input, which is what they control, they focus on the output. How can I make a
This is officially the best build in Jujutsu Infinite. Now, this may be a little controversial because I chose not to upgrade health at all for this build except for the Health Awakening. And that's only so you can get a parry for perfectly timed blocks, as you can see on screen. The reason for that is because even fully upgrading your health, you don't even really get 1,000 health. So it's more worth it to equip armor pieces that'll give you health if you want it. That way we can focus on damage, which is what I did here for my focus. So as you can see here, I went all the way through the middle, and I also got Sparks of Black Flash. I also got Lock-In, I got Vampiric Black Flash maxed, and I got Black Flash proficiency to max as well. This is to be able to spam those Black Flashes, no problem. Now for technique, I do use Sukuna and I do use his chanting, so I did go ahead and get chanting for this build, and I maxed out my technique. I just didn't get barrier mastery though. And now for strength, I went all the way through the middle just before the final upgrade, and I also maxed out my rib breaker, which is gonna help with some more damage. Let me know what you think. This is officially the best build in Jujutsu Infinite. Now this may be a little controversial because I chose not to upgrade health at all for this build except for the Health Awakening, and that's only so you can get a parry for perfectly timed blocks, as you can see on screen. The reason for that is because even fully
that I do, I'm the only person in
this is officially the best build. Jujutsu Infinite Winter Update is here, and I'm gonna tell you everything you need to know. Make sure you like the video if this was useful, subscribe because I cover everything and make all content about Jujutsu Infinite, and let's get to it. First things first is the Santa World boss. And what you need to know is that it spawns every hour in real world time. So meaning one can spawn at 11 AM, then 12 PM, then 1 PM, then 2 PM, so on and so forth. So that means it spawns 24 times in one day. Now for the drops for the Santa World boss, it's gonna be 5 candy canes and 5 chests every single time. However, if you do it in a public server, you need to have at least 5% kill credit to get the chests and the rewards. What's cool about this is that it's a world boss, meaning it spawns in the lobby and there's a rift you have to go into to actually get to it. If you're doing it in a public server, since you do need 5% kill credit, what they added was that you can actually invade domain expansions. And that's without heavenly restriction too. Now, what exactly can you do with those candy canes? Well, you can come here to the black market and actually redeem items for the candy canes. Now, for 100 candy canes, you can get the Winter Bell, and that comes with 2 moves. The first one that's instantly unlocked, called Freezing Bell, it drops a giant bell and it freezes for 2 seconds. The next one you have to be level 100 for, and it's called Joyful Ringing. It lowers the defense of whoever you're fighting by 15%. Now, what was also added to the game was a little something called skill scrolls. So it's going to be basically items that you can use to actually get skills that you normally wouldn't be able to get to, for example, the tree. Now, in this event, we had a few added, and they're limited time. They're actually in the curse market as well, and they're right here, right below the Winter Bell. This is the fastest way to farm for domain shards or maximum scrolls. Now, I'm gonna be honest, if you have the item notifier, I recommend just using that to get your domain shards and maximum scrolls, but if you don't, this is the method. You're gonna wanna go to the boss queue, and the boss we're gonna do is Finger Bearer on Nightmare. The reason for this is because of the luck you receive for it being on Nightmare mode, which actually stays consistent throughout all bosses. So without anything adding any additional luck, on my screen you can already see I get 25% luck. And I just got a demon finger. Now, let's say I add a wooden beckoning cat, and let's say I also added a luck vial. That brings my luck all the way to 50%. Now, just keep in mind, the more people you have with you, the more luck you'll actually get. Let me know if this helps your grind. This is the fastest way to farm for domain.
Bro, the orange game was serious, bro. This went on for years. The game was, you had to hide and conceal an orange, and at a point where the other person doesn't expect it, you pull the orange out and throw it at their face. And you couldn't be angry at the orange hitting you in the face. And it got to a point where we'd be sitting in restaurants, bro, and I would just pull an orange out and launch it across the table at Tristan. It got ridiculous. Now, one day we were in a hotel in Germany, and I swear to God, I did not suspect it, bro. And out of nowhere, boom! This orange hits me, and I'm not even joking, this orange fractured my jaw. And I remember going whack, and my head hitting the wall. I was like, what the fuck is that? Turn around and Tristan
650, man.
Derek. My mouth's bleeding. I looked at Tristan laughing, and then I looked on the floor as an orange. I could no longer have the pent-up want of retaliation because there was nothing there apart from the prank. And the rules were you throw it as hard as you can at the other one's face. Bro, the orange game was serious, bro. This went on for years. The game was, you had to hide.
So it was a normal day, you know, in the world of Jiu-Jitsu Infinite, and I hopped into the boss queue just to fight Nightmare Mode Sukuna, hoping and praying that I would finally get a domain shard today. Now, I needed it to finally finish my new video, and it was the last step I needed to do as well. So me and Sukuna had our little battle, you know, I popped my incomplete domain, and of course he got smoked, but to my surprise, one of the scrolls did actually have an energy nature scroll, which was cool, I guess, but not what I was looking for. I might even do a giveaway for this, but after hours and hours and hours of grinding this boss, finally this happened.
Oh, 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 whoa, 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 whoa,
What the hell?
whoa,
What the hell?
Bumbo clots!
Bumbo clock, man.
Whoa!
So it was.
I got 2 domain shards in one day in Jiu-Jitsu Infinite, which means it's time to showcase some more domain expansions. The first one I unlocked was Hikari's domain expansion, Idle Death Gamble. The cool thing about this domain is you can actually cast it whenever you'd like. It does have about a 50-second cooldown after you use it though. So you're brought into the actual domain here, and this is what it looks like. Now the goal here is to actually increase the fever meter that you see at the bottom middle of your screen. If you fill it up, you get this animation. So you can actually only fill up your fever meter while in your domain. And like I said, when the domain expansion ends, you'll enter fever mode as long as you filled it up to 100%. Now filling it up puts you in a fever state where you have increased speed, damage, and reduced cooldowns on your techniques. Not only that, but your HP regenerates at a higher pace. On screen, you can see that I'm in Malevolent Shrine, but my HP isn't even going down due to the fever meter. Now the only thing about the domain expansion itself is that your defense is lowered while you're in it. Let me know what you think. I got 2 domain shards in one day in Jiu-Jitsu Infinite, which means it's time to show You need this festival hat in Jujutsu Infinite, and I'm gonna show you how to get it. The reason why I say you need it is because look at these boosts it gives you. It gives you plus 33.3 in every single category. Not only that, but your gourd, so when you do slash buff on a boss, lasts 1 minute longer upon use, which is insane. The thing is that it's really easy to get. All you have to do is log in for 2 weeks, so 14 days, and you get the reward for free. So make sure you're logging in every day, and it's yours. You need this festival hat in Jujutsu Infinite, and in the new Jujutsu Infinite Winter Update, there has been an entire festive armor set revealed. Now, you do need over 100 candy canes to get the full armor set, but I already have it all, and I'm gonna show you what it has. So here on my screen, as you can see, I have the hat, the shirt, and pants. They all give plus 80 health and plus 20 strength, but for the hat and the top, you'll get a 5% luck multiplier on chests. However, for the pants, one of the biggest changes in the new Jujutsu Infinite Winter Update was skill scrolls. We have a new boss. Here are some more underrated Jujutsu Infinite techniques that you should try. I'm gonna start off with cryokinesis, and it's simply because of this right here, where you can literally walk on air, and not only that, but the cooldown for this is amazing. It's especially useful if you have that item notifier. If you know, you know. But let's not get it twisted. The moves itself are pretty good as well. You can freeze people, you can do some additional damage to them. They are pretty cool. Look at this move. The next one I want to talk about is the volcano technique. This move is amazing for AoE, as you can see here. So if you're someone like me who likes to stay in PvE and do moves like this and do AoE damage, then this technique is definitely the absolute best one for you. Give these a try and let me know what you think. Here are some more underrated Jujutsu Infinite techniques. Here's some underrated techniques you should use in Jujutsu Infinite. The first one I'm going to start with is this tool manipulation technique, simply because of the fact that it has a broom that allows you to travel around the map faster. Other than that though, this technique isn't the best. The next one is cryokinesis, because of what you're seeing on screen here, where you can basically walk in the air. The moves might not be the best, but this one is definitely better than the broom technique. It has a lower cooldown, that's why. We'll also may be receiving a maximum for this technique as well, as you can see in the picture down below. The last one I want to talk about is ratio, because of this move right here. It's called overtime, and it gives you a 25% defense buff, speed buff, and curse technique cooldown decrease. The moves aren't too bad either. Let me know what you think of these. Here's some underrated techniques you should use in Jujutsu Infinite. The Jujutsu Infinite Winter Update is finally here. On Saturday, January 11th at 5 p.m. Eastern Time, the Winter Update will roll out. This is the best movement in Jujutsu Infinite. Now, when I say that, I mean the best movement without the broom in the tool manipulation curse technique. If you didn't know, you can double dash by clicking Q twice. So I would recommend getting up in the air and then holding your E to get higher, then hitting Q again, and then you can go ahead and do your E move once again, and you can just repeat this process, and I believe this is the best movement in the game without the broom. Before I found out about the broom technique, this is what I was doing to go ahead and get around the map. Let me know if you know anything faster. This is the best movement. I'm gonna teach you how you can fly in Jujutsu Infinite. Now, in order to do this, you will need the tool manipulation technique equipped. If you go to the innate techniques for tool manipulation, this is the best weapon in Jujutsu Infinite. It's called Vengeance, and you have to be level 400 to use it. The reason for it being the best weapon is because it's actually one of, if not the only weapon with 3 moves in the game. Not only that, but every single move causes bleed damage as well. Lastly, with one of the moves, you can also use a black flash with it. These are the moves and what they look like. This weapon does scale with strength, so just keep that in mind. Let me know what you think. This is the best weapon in Jujutsu Infinite. It's called Vengeance, and you have to be level 400 to use it. The reason for it being the best weapon is because it's actually one of, if not the only. This is how you can unlock every item and every technique, as well as use them in Jujutsu Infinite. So I'm not too sure if some of you have been playing with your eyes closed, but I have been getting comments like, hey, how do you get to the practice area? Well, when you spawn in and go straight near PvP modes as well as investigations, there's a sandbox area right here. When you click on E, you can then click on teleport, and here's where you'll have access to everything. So you can now come into your inventory and notice that you'll have every single item. You can come into your skills and then go to innate, so then see you have every innate. You can even go to your skill tree and see that you have tons of refunds, so you can mess around with the skill tree. Not only that, but you have 3 different types of people you can practice on. So you have advanced dummies, then you have attacking dummies, and you even have blocking dummies. You even have the ability to go ahead and access heavenly restriction from here as well. Enjoy. This is how you can unlock every item. This is what getting the Sparks of Black looks like in Jujutsu Infinite. I'm going to be showcasing it against the Finger Bear, but on Nightmare mode. This is what it looks like. It does insane damage, especially if you upgrade your black flash proficiency, and it's worth it, especially if you have the lock-in skill, which boosts your focus. Let me know what you think. This is what getting the Sparks of Black looks like in Jujutsu Infinite. We are getting a huge winter update for Jujutsu Infinite. This is the fastest way to farm for domain shards or maximum scrolls. Now, I'm gonna be honest, if you have the item notifier, I recommend just using that to get your domain shards and maximum. This is why you shouldn't upgrade health in Jujutsu Infinite. Now, if you look at my screen, I have 7,985 health. I'm gonna come into my skill tree and actually max out my health all the way through. So as you can see here, I went all the way to health increase 4. Now, as you can see, that only brought me up to 8,785. So I went about what, maybe 800 health, which if you play PvP or even PvE, you know that 800 health isn't really gonna do much. I wasted 86 stat points to get 800 health. You could use this to upgrade your damage or even just get like a mastery of some sort. Something like barrier mastery, sparks of black flash, anything other than help. Let me know if this helped you. This is why this change is gonna boost your luck and drop rate in Jujutsu Infinite. So you'll see some text right below me on screen, and what it's basically saying now is that the luck boost was never bugged. So now if you have a luck boost anywhere from 1 to 49%, then you're guaranteed all uncommons are higher. At 100%, you'll be guaranteed rares are higher. This is what it looks like. This is a WRL change. This change is gonna boost your luck and drop rate in Jujutsu Infinite. So you'll see some text right below me on screen, and what it's basically saying, this is officially the best build in Jujutsu Infinite. Now, this may be a little controversial because I chose not to. These are all the redeemable Jujutsu Infinite codes that are gonna give you free spins, ×2 XP, and ×2 mastery. You see them all on my screen.
Damn. Let me copy that right quick. Twitter 75. Where do I put the codes? Okay. Oh, it does not exist. Oh, it does not exist. The hell? Nothing. Fuck. Flash bug. What the fuck did I just do? What?
I got 2 domain shards in one day in Jujutsu Infinite, which means it's time to showcase some. I'm showcasing every domain expansion and what it does in Jujutsu Infinite. This one's gonna be Sukuna's domain, Malevolent Shrine. This is what it looks like. I'm gonna be showing every single. I'm gonna be showcasing. This is the best build in Jujutsu Infinite, and I mean overall. So for health, I just went all the way up to slow RCT. There really isn't a need for burst RCT. You really just gotta get good at the game. Focus is where this build thrives. I'm really looking for damage with this build, so this is what I went with. I went straight down the middle all the way up until focus increased 4. I also upgraded my vampiric black flash to max. I got total concentration for 10 seconds, so that's 2 upgrades. And then I only upgraded my black flash proficiency once, and that was only because there was leftover points in this build. Now for technique, you can change this up. I ended up going all the way through the middle, and I also got hollow worker basket because for me personally, I do like using my sword, and this is a balanced PvE and PvP build. But then I also got chanting for those that use Sukuna or Gojo and need it for the maximum. And then for strength, I went all the way down the middle, and I also upgraded my rib breaker till max, so you're getting tons of damage on this build. Let me know if you like this one. This is the best build in Jujutsu Infinite, and I mean overall. So for health, I just went all the way up to slow. This one armor piece will give you extra luck for your drops in Jujutsu Infinite. It's called the Garment of the Stars, and it actually gives you 5% extra luck on chests. Now, where can you get it? I got you. You're gonna want to come to missions and go to the Umi village set, and in the rewards, you see the Garment of the Stars, which is a 2.75% chance of dropping, and that's the one that'll give you extra luck in chests. Now, if you play Jujutsu Infinite, you know you need it. If you want to boost your luck, go to your inventory and use your items. Let me know if this helps. This one armor piece will give you extra luck for your drops in Jujutsu Infinite. It's called the Garment of the Stars, and it actually gives you 5% extra luck on chest. This is the best way to beat a boss as fast as possible that may have a domain expansion. Now the trick is to get your domain before them, because you can cast your domain before they do. So you're going to want to fill up your domain meter, and if done successfully, then you'll be able to cast your domain before them, and you won't have to worry about their domain anymore. As you can see here, I cast my domain, but he cast at the same time, so we're going to domain clash now. And I won a domain clash, so now he's going to be in my domain, and it's going to be easy pickings. And just like that, easily beat the boss. Let me know if this helped. This is the best way. These are the 5 best techniques for PvE in Jujutsu Infinite. Now, this is how you can get free spins in Jujutsu Infinite. Now, there's really only 2 ways to get spins within the game. The first one being daily quests just like this that you can actually find in every single village across the map. They'll offer you to actually do something for them, and then you'll get 10 spins, for example, as you can see on my screen here. Now, in the starter village alone, there's 2 of them, one where I just claimed it and the other one here next to this tree. So all in all, for daily quests, you can at least get 50 spins per day. And the second way to get free spins is get on our knees and beg the devs for some codes, please. This is how you can get free spins in Jujutsu Infinite. Now,
The fuck, where am I going? Yeah, what the hell? What's this? What the hell is this? Trading feathered spears, 7 fingers, and legacy armor. Workers' hands for shard. What the hell? People look like beggars in here. Shit. Baby. Baby.
You fall glow. Now laugh. It's serious.
Serious. Where the hell is the...
I think I'm getting it right.
Suryagu, Suryagu. I'm gonna try doing a black flash. I'm gonna try doing a black flash. I'm gonna perform a black flash.
You got 8.
Oh shit, I'm something for that. Please.
So, you watched JJK, and because of that, you started playing Jujutsu Infinite on Roblox. And now let's just say you can't roll anything good. Let's just say, because of your luck, you ended up with Judge and Ratio as your CTs, right? Now, what if I told you there was a build that will let you still do great? An unlimited Black Flash build on Jujutsu Infinite when you don't even need a good CT for real. You can do it with you do it with no innate really, but any innate really works, right? Well, what if I told you that build today was a focus build, and I'm bringing you the best focus build in Jujutsu Infinite. Now, keep in mind, right? This is my main build. This is the build I've been using since the game first started. When I first got into the game, I seen all the skill trees. I said, yo, I kind of like the sound of sparks of black, right? But I want to show you everything in the skill tree, right? I want to show you what you should get, what you shouldn't get. And I go over that, right? So first thing first, right? The point of this build is to focus. It's to Black Flash. It's to use your tokens and start doing crazy Black Flash damage, all right? And a lot of things in the skill tree can help you either get more focus or just increase your Black Flash damage by a lot, right? Now, let me show you, right? You got Focus Awaken. This is just the base. You need this one. Focus increase. You need the 3 focus increase. You need the 3 this. You need the 3 focus token 1 and 2 to get 5 tokens together. You need the 3 Vampiric Black Flash and all of these. 3 this, right? Now, total concentration. This makes it so like after you Black Flash, your move after you Black Flash, your damage is buffed by 5%. Any move you use after Black Flash and it gets a cooldown 10% shorter. I only have it at 2 because like 5 seconds is kind of long already, but 10 seconds, like okay, 10 seconds, you can damn use all your moves after 1 Black Flash. And considering you have unlimited Black Flash, you already need the 15 seconds for us. You can say those 15 points. Lock in, you need this ability. 0.25 increase in focus gain. It may sound so little, but the focus gain in this game is like actually so small, everything adds up, right? Black Flash efficiency, I would say you don't have to get this like 130. You can start at like 126. I went 130 for the max damage, right? You know, my main build, most of my damage comes from Black Flash, right? So Black Flash efficiency 1, 2, and 3. And that's this tree, right? Now hear me out. The health tree, parry focus. Parry focus. If you go down the health tree, for every parry, if you got parry focus 2, you get 30% of a focus bar, bro. So 2 parries, that's already over half of your focus while you already attacking them and beating the ass, right? Now I went for Vampiric parry. You don't need Vampiric parry, but like if you parrying for the focus, you might as well parry for the, for the extra health too. So that's kind of good already. And then we go into the tech tree, right? This is where very first person, right? You don't need to do this. I have chance because the first skills I was using my main innates that I mainly use are Infinite and Demon Vessel, and both of those have chancing moves, right? But if you're not using anything that has chancing, you can save these 40 points and put them anywhere else. I also have Curse Reinforcement, that's his defense buff, and then Divergent Fist. I have that because my energy nature is electric, you feel me? So I do more damage, I do more stun, you know, I like that, right? Now let me show y'all another good thing about this build. The Eyes of Willpower. You get the Eyes of Willpower from the Aerie farm, and look what this does. Gain 1.25 focus rate, but your opponent also gains focus rate. See, you might be thinking, oh wow, your opponent gains focus rate too? Like that's kind of bad. No, if you're beating their ass, it doesn't matter how much focus your opponent gets. It doesn't matter how much focus your opponent gets. When you just Black Flash and Black Flash and Black Flash, if you just infinitely using Black Flash, doesn't matter, right? There's also a bunch of other things you can rock. Like let's say, but this right here, right? The special grade shirt, you can take this off anything that gives you Black Flash damage. Trust me, there are a lot of things in this game that just give you Black Flash damage. Where is it? I know I have a lot of them. I have a lot of them. Social Killer Fans, so nothing wrong with High Air, Black Flash 20%. Like a lot of shit in this game just give you more Black Flash damage. You feel me? But I'm running this, you know, just extra damage for the boss and shit. But I might actually, yeah, just for the you know the Black Flash build for real. Let me change that out real quick. Where my I should have a good Black Flash starter, like a good Black Flash on top. Let's look at I don't know what a high road for real. I might have to. Yeah, I might have to on a high road and just vanity that back what I had before, right? So you can do some crazy damage. Now overtime charges, I think this might be one of the best pans in the game of all PvE years. You kill something, you get 40% extra damage to all monsters 30 seconds. And I'm pretty sure overtime charges, I think this is a Black Flash starter, like a good Black Flash on top. Let's look at on the high. I don't know what a high road for real. I might have to. Yep, I might have to on a high road and just vanity that back what I had before, right? So you can do some crazy damage. Now overtime charges, I think this might be one of the best pans in the game of all PvE years. You kill something, you get 40% extra damage to all monsters 30 seconds. And I'm pretty sure you can like just keep looping it. So there's no cooldown on this. So 40 seconds runs up, kill something else, boop, GG, you back at it, right? I use the inverted spear. This is my favorite weapon for real. That's really why I use it. And lightning beads, it's obviously extra luck. Hazard suit, 35% extra mild damage. But yeah, the main basics of the build is you can just go around Black Flash doing a bunch of damage. Now, here's what the main thing about the Black Flash build, right? Sparks of Black is disgusting. You get Sparks of Black, right? Sparks of Black, you get 3 new Black Flash variations, right? You get M2 plus space, which is like an area up tilt or down film if in the air, right? It takes your enemy's focus, so you can focus drain. M2 plus E, this is a combo starter? I ain't know the combo startup. I ain't know that. But this disables her second. This disables RCT for 20 seconds, so niggas can't heal on you. They have RCT. You just shut that build down altogether. And then the M2 plus R, you literally just clap them and you take off all their moves like a good 3 seconds, right? Because you can use these so much. Usually what I go for the M2 plus E, that's the combo extender, or the M2 plus space for real. Depending on what you fighting, you know. If it's NPC, M2 plus E. If it's fighting a player, M2 plus space. You feel me? And land 3 black flash in 30 seconds, give you an ultimate black flash, just a brick of damage, bro. And we about to go in out this brick of damage, dude. Is it build good? I'm about to show y'all myself, bro. I honestly believe this build is good. And plus with the accessories too, bro. Like honestly, don't grind accessories until the update comes and like, you know, like greatly increases luck and stuff. When that update gets dropped, you know, cool, everything go crazy, right? So I'm gonna take y'all into a boss real quick. What boss are we gonna do? I would fight High Era on Nightmare, but that's like, I don't really know that, like for real. Like I could try it. I would lose it because I'm like, not because I'm ill-equipped, because I'm uninformed, you feel me? But I know this boss, Nightmare told you. A lot of people told you fit. I can show you something, man. I can show you something. I ain't even about to pop the focus guard for real. I am about to pop the damage vials though, just to get the extra damage. I ain't gonna lie to you. Maybe a little extra health too. I'm not even gonna pop the focus guard though. Show me something. Let's see it. I fought this boss so many times. Like that still hit? Ooh. Ooh. Let's see if I'm about to fight this boss. Go to the air. No, I'm gonna do this happening like that now. Oh, I'm getting embarrassed right now. Hold up. It's a good chance to show off what these vampiric black flashes do. About that on them. Giant sweep. Oh, that better not hit me. What the hell? I know I dodged that one. As soon as we get our, give me that. Wait, I still can chant. Black flash, give me the damage. That's the first black flash. I'm gonna say no, that one didn't hit me. I could pop overtime too, actually, but oh whoa, that wouldn't hit me. I might have pop overtime as well. And also, you can see the damn move from what's the name of the damn move from Ratio is lighting up red because you can black flash that too. And here goes the second part. Just know I'm popping overtime now. Right? Just like that. Overtime. Get over that. Yep. You can still proc, you know, the shit with this too. Yep. Unjump damage right there. And like some good stuff. They go to parry right here. Let me show you parries. Oh my god. There we go. There we go. Look at my bar. Look at my bar. I started set a little bit, you know, I slowed at the end a little bit, but look at my bar. I'm gonna hit me good, yep. Watch the damage. 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 Watch the damage! Watch the damage! Now, I slowed at the end on my own, but that damage output, the sustainability, all the focus I got just from that alone, good drops. No, we're not getting good drops before the update. We're not getting good drops before the update. I would do I take him in demon? Into the demon? I might have to. Yeah, maybe not the hardest demon, but I feel like with this build, you can take him to the demon stage. I wish I had an actual domain and clash against him, but you know, because when Sakuna pops domain, you really just die for real. So hopefully, let's take him in the hard. Hopefully, when Sakuna pops domain, my simple domain can at least, maybe not win, but not get my ass beat because of it. And as y'all can see, like I popped the damage gourd, not a focus on purpose to show you how easy it is to get focus, bro. Like you see after all them parries, I got to get a shitload of focus, bro. Damage gourd. All right, let's run him down. Get health val in. Agility, see like just don't doing shit. All right, let's get it. Let's see. I think you can parry these, but I don't know the timing, so I don't want to risk it. I think you can parry those though. Oh, I think you can parry this though. I was in the air, can parry. Yeah, keep look at my domain shit too. I dodge that. Oh, I suck. I'm just bad. Maybe I could have parried this. Well, maybe I could have parried this though. I'm bad. Get the black flash on that with the cooldown. He's about to be going into his domain soon, which is why I want to actually have my shit ready. Black flash. Blowing these. Oh my god, this simple domain is ass. I barely got any bump. Oh no, I won! Pussy! Yo, hold that. Simple domain for the win. Missing with that. I gotta parry this. I'm ass. I'm so ass. It's parryable trust. Give me a black flash off that, get that proc. I did that. See, I know you can parry those. I did it once before. I just don't remember the time. I don't want to risk it. Get that black flash again. No, I'm getting one of these parries. No, I'm not. And as soon as it ends, he goes into his. Okay. Cinema. Pure cinema. I'm popping overtime. I am popping overtime. Oh, it was already popped. Okay. I'm taking all the damage. I popped too early. Parry. Oh, this is about that. Ooh, missing with that. And just like that, Sakuna was defeated. Hardest boss in the game right now. Not hardest difficulty, like almost hardest difficulty, but we beat it. Do I want good items? I do want one of his items, bro. I do. I really do. I really want. Because Sakuna's item that he gives you is disgusting. Oh, well, that's a bunch of nothing. Sakuna's item that he gives you is disgusting. I genuinely want that so bad. Oh, another bunch of nothing. This update for the luck needs to come right now. Now, would this build be better? Which, you know, like with a more comp innate trait, like fucking Gojo or Sakuna? I mean, yeah, of course, right? Every build better with new innate trait. But I think this is like the best focus build you can possibly make for real. The Black Splash fan. The only thing I say this build really lacks is it's just like, it doesn't lack damage. What the build lacks for real is like health, right? So, you know, like, because you don't have all the damn health things and shit, you really gotta focus on like, because you don't have all the extra health, you gotta focus on your parries for real. You have to focus on your parries and landing Black Flash to get your health back. You get a good amount of health back, you feel me? But like, this build, I will say, this might be the highest skill ceiling build in game because you actually gotta use, you know, base, you know, game mechanics. You gotta parry, you gotta dodge, you gotta land moves, you gotta extra combo extend, you feel me? But yeah, other than that, I feel like this is my main build. It's the build I use most of the time. Like Sparks of sparks of black, bro. I love this. This right here. This is my favorite talent in the game. Favorite, whatever you want to call it, skill. No, I love it, bro. This is why I started playing the game for real. Like, when I first started playing the game, I was like, huh, what's cool about the game for real? When I got that talent, when I got that, I was like, yeah, I love it. I love it. So yeah, best black flash build, focus build, best no innate build in the game. If y'all was having trouble rolling something and you want something to use, bro, it's her build right here. Now, you still kill things fast. Of course, having better things will make it faster, but this build can also be thrown with anything. You know, like, especially because it has chancing. This right here makes this build runnable like any special grade that needs chancing, bro. So yo, trust me. If you need a build, if you're not doing damage enough with PvP, I don't know, PvP.
Alright, what's going on, guys? Welcome back to another Jujutsu Infinite video. Now, in this video, I'm going to be showing you some of the most broken builds that you can use right now. This is a black flash build that will literally kill any boss under 1 minute on nightmare mode. This build is insanely good. I'm not gonna lie. Black flashes are pretty overpowered in this game right now, and I'm going to show you how to do this in this video. If you guys do find it really helpful or enjoy it, make sure you do like and subscribe. It will really help out a lot. But yeah, let's get into the video. Alright, let's get right into this. First thing we're going to go over is going to be the skill tree. So this is my skill tree. First, in health, you don't do anything in health. Now, this is different. If you want to fight someone like Toji, I would recommend getting Health Awakened because you do need a perfect block against him, but I'm not going to do anything in health. I don't think it really matters. And as you see here, I still have 9,000 HP, even with nothing in the health tree, so I don't think it's very good, to be honest. I don't really notice taking more damage or not, so I'm not going to do anything in the health tree. Next, we have the focus tree. This is going to be the main part of the build because it is a black flash build. So we're going to want to be doing Focus Awakening. We're going to want to get all the way down here to black flash proficiency. We're going to want to get lock in for 0.25 focus increase. We're going to want total concentration for the damage boost, and that is all. You can get the Sparks of Black if you don't have a domain because it does cost 60 points. Me personally, I don't have a domain, so I got the Sparks of Black. And as you see here, this is also 60 points right here, so this is probably better if you have a domain. I'll probably get this, but this is my technique tree to go literally all the way to the end and get all the technique increases. And then this is my strength tree. I like M1 damage. If you don't M1 and you don't use M1s, you can just put this in health instead. But for me, I went all the way to strength increase 4, and I also like rush mastery too. It's pretty good. So yeah, this is my tree. You don't have to copy this one for one. Just this tree right here is where you should copy it because this is going to be the whole build. And make sure you have your technique maxed. You can mess around with health and strength, whatever you want to do with that. But that is going to be my skill tree. Next, let's go over the equipment you want to wear for this. Now, the only equipment that is a must need for this build is going to be Sukuna's items and the special grade items. Now, both the top and the bottom of both these sets do the same thing, so it doesn't really need a specific one. I'm going to be using Demonic Robe, which is a 1% drop Sukuna. The reason being, it does 35% extra damage against the boss mobs, and it does Black Flash's Steel 20% extra damage against mobs. So the shirt is really good. The pants do the same thing, but they do not stack. I don't know why it doesn't say that, but they don't. And then for the pants, I'm going to be using the special grade pants, and this gives you a 25% extra damage to all curses. So these are the only two pieces I really do recommend using. Another one is going to be the Eyes of Willpower. You get to one of the investigations, and it gives you 100.
English, my God.
English. Let me stop this shit.